something that does a whole lot of damage to match up to the very tanky composition that Edward Gaming have for themselves here. I think this Aurelian Soul checks off some of those boxes, although it might take some time to get
impactful. But when you've got a comp who has a bunch of health stackers and a good amount of frontline here as EDG, I think getting this early little bit more beefiness is going to actually impact these fights pretty significantly in EDG's favor.
Jinja's hunting. He does have the empowered spell on his next cast. Will it be enough to secure the steal? But the Flag and Drag is going to come through, and Junja's already taken down very, very low. But the rest of his team is on the way. Dredgeline connects. He's going to have the shield to buy some time, but it will not be enough as First Blood gets secured by Perukia and Edward Gaming. Xiaoshu has gone all out, though, looking for one more Q to try to take Perukia down, but he flashed away from the Antofo strikes, but won't be able to play a flash away from this one. However, it will be Leave trading that kill over as Xiaoshu falls for getting that one onto the Nautilus. So a 2-for-1 overall here for EDG, but nobody actually claiming the dragon.
Vampire does have the ignite. Wait, hang on.
That's just gonna be a kill. Wow. Was not expecting that
from all angles. Gala and Vampire have priority here. A Honky is in mid lane. They just have to kind of close this pincer, but it doesn't look like they are able to do so. It's the first grub going over to EDG, and yeah, JDG, they're just not pulling the trigger, but 2 are still available.
I'm very surprised that JDG did not just immediately start this up and spawn that large Xiaohao to get there and claim the first 2 of these grubs. Unless the deadly flourish from Gala says otherwise, it's going to at least make it not a sweep of the 3. And now it'll be JDG going for the re-engage with Junja issuing the Grand Starfall. And Gala, with the final shot of the curtain call, makes it...
they were amazing. And Asols was like, oh my gosh, this champion's amazing. He comes out on the first day. I think I played him once. Was like, what is this? And just never picked him up again. Probably... There isn't really a reason to overcommit for a lot of these fights in the next couple of minutes. I mean, you've got Herald in 2.5, Dragon in 4, but Vampire is not taking that to heart.
Nice flash by ZDZ to get away from the wallbang stun, but not going to get away from Junja using a flash of his own. The empowered Q executing the Udyr and giving JDG their 4th kill. The game will have extra priority and a little bit of extra chip damage onto this mid lane tier 1. Won't be able to get the full turret, but it allows for EDG to position themselves around this Dragon Pit, either start it up or force a fight.
And now, I mean, you're face checking into a Nautilus, you're face checking into a Mel. Like, these are dangerous champions to be walking in with no vision against. As we can see, Curtain Call has been cast.
Not going to find much of a forced shot. Angel popping that rebuttal to try to get that forced shot back, but not going to actually end up having that connect. So that ultimate from Gala doesn't end up doing a whole lot. Vampire with the Keeper's Verdict does send away ZDZ, setting a numbers advantage in favor of JDG for now, and Junja will be able to secure the dragon for JD Gaming. Xiao with the Cataclysm, not able to find too much, but a hook now connects onto Vampire, and he's taken out by the execute of the Mel. Angel gets on the board first, but the carries for JDG are still in good positions, and a big amount of burn damage is starting to rain down onto EDG's hands at the hands of Hongq himself on the Aurelian Soul. Ultimate from Angel, not finding an execute, and the Flag and Drag will find Junja instead. Dragon secured by JDG, but EDG are able to get a couple back.
And honestly, massive when you trying to be dark and mysterious, but you're just cute. I mean, I have a plushie of the guy somewhere. He's my tree topper. Oh yeah, forgot.
You have a
if I were to break out here and a team were to dominate it, it wouldn't just be one objective, it would be 2, and the game would completely flip on its head. EDG, though, have control of the bot side river, so they can try to leverage this, particularly with Xiaohao, to look for any one of the JDG backliners who steps up too far.
Angel gets hit by the Deadly Flourish, but EDG still in a good position to try to secure this dragon. Curtain Call has been open, but Gala is leaving himself fully open to the artillery of Angel and Leave. Has to cancel the ulti early as the depth charge already has come out, but nobody has fallen just yet. Joshua at half HP, still has his flash and all out available, and the dragon's at 3K.
It's going to be a 50-50.
Junja also in the pit looking to steal away the Drake from his former team. 2,000, 1,000, nearly. The all out goes out into Xiaohao, and the Junker's out of the pit until he cataclysms in, but it's not going to matter because Junja still secures the dragon for JDG. Angel has to flash away. The health bars are starting to melt, and JD Gaming have come to play. Junja with a Grand Starfall is going to follow up with a falling star of Hongq. A double kill for the dragon of JD Gaming as they win the fight. They win the dragon fight, and they'll go towards the Otacon as well.
And Xiaoshu just rips Xiaohao's ability to contest that. Scaling advantage, Baron up. If they can find a pick onto an EDG member, then they can transition right onto that topside objective. I'm looking at Xiaohao, I'm looking at ZDZ and Angel. None of them have flash, so there is a potential for them to, go into that top side. You can see all those wards being placed down. That is where they can set up for a pick, but EDG are playing it very, very smartly. They're not overstaying their hand. You can see on the minimap that Xiaohao is being very cautious when walking up.
A spawn and already started up by Junja on JD Gaming.
But JDG have control of the river, and I mean, Xiaohao is going to have to go for another 50-50.
Get in there. Oh, a little bit too late, not issuing that flag and drag, and so JDG control that cloud, still a point. Hongq not able to get over the wall in full with his E, and so Perukia going to be targeted here and sniped down by the Comet of the Pantheon. Angel already chunked as well, but ZDZ looking to try to disrupt things here in this front line, cancels the curtain call of Gala, and make sure no further damage will be done.
And Vampire, again, ejecting Xiaohao are onto the Baron, but this is a big force. This is a flip if ever I've seen one, Grapes.
Yeah, they're going to try to force JDG in, find some sort of pick, but the curtain call is going to deny any sort of an engage from Edward Gaming, at least for now. ZDZ is tanky, so he will go in, and Vampire will get caught up in the dredge line and taken down by Angel. That's the first kill in the hands of Edward Gaming, but over the wall goes the Nautilus, and Zhao Shu gets one back. It's a 4v4 across the map, but the Chain Corruption lands on Junja, gonna take a lot of damage from the Blight, and it's a shutdown in the hands of Leave. Zhao Shu going way too far forward, but he's tanky enough to try to buy some space for Hongq and Gala. Cataclysm in, but Gala's able to get on out of it and take down the Jarvan with him, but there comes the golden eclipse of Angel, taking down the third member of JD Gaming and allowing for EDG to win this fight.
And what a crazy team fight from both teams, but I gotta give so much credit over there to Leave and Perukia. Perukia binds the angle onto Vampire. They get a pick onto the Poppy, and then Leave flashes. Chains of Corruption lands. EDG are able to re-engage the fight, and now they're on the Baron. It's getting super low, Grapes, but can they finish it?
There is no smite on either side. Both junglers are down, and Vampire's going to go in. There's a huge ultimate. The Keeper's Verdict sends away two. Baron's at 3k. Leaves still trying to keep it aggroed, but his health bar is ticking low. Who's going to get the Baron? It's secured by Perukia, and the Summoner Smite out of his spellbook. And Edward Gaming are wearing purple for the next three.
Perukia secures the objective. They're trying to really just knock on the front door, break it down at this point, but they're on a vision. Leave, you're on wards.
Junja goes in, and there goes Leave. Hongq with the grand starfall of Junja, and the falling star of the Aurelian Soul will take down the EDG AD carry.
Leave is gone. He's down for another 40 seconds. We're getting closer and closer to 40 minutes in this game. These death timers are no joke. JDG have a numbers advantage. Xiaohao, it has to come down to a steal. There's no Baron, so there's nothing else that they can possibly gain. But Vampire, he's patrolling with the W.
Xiaohao spotted. JDG know exactly where the opposition jungler is. It doesn't matter if he goes in, and Angel will steal it. There's no soul in the hands of JDG yet, but they still have the opportunity to win the fight as Hongq spitting bars like he's Eminem, taking down member after member of Edward Gaming. He tries to get over the wall. That's a huge E that is opened up for him, but he won't be able to close the gap and only will allow for Xiaohao to go down. Somehow.
Grapes. Doesn't feel like it matters for JDG. You have to try closing out this game.
Vampire
just
vanishes like it's daytime here for himself. Before our very eyes. He is out of the picture for the next 33 seconds, and a depth charge lands on Junja. JD Gaming get caught in a position and might end up paying for it with a lost team fight. That is the jungler out of the picture, but he takes Perukia down. ZDZ is very tanky, and Hongq is forced to flee. Both carries are still alive, and they won't be able to look for more with the curtain call, looking to slow down the retreat of EDG.
EDG, they get 2 picks. Vampire, what was he doing over there? Way too far up. And just for the slowing value, ZDZ is so tanky at this point on the Udyr that I don't even think it gets through the W, the turtle stance of this guy.
Lands on his ZDZ. He's able to pop that unstoppable and get on out of there, but there's a little bit of health taken it down as now we see Xiaohao out of position himself. He flashes over the wall right as the Keeper's Verdict is issued, but he still gets hit by the Deadly Flourish. Not going to get taken down, but he should have to reset or at least be at a very bad position in terms of his health bar right as the Baron has spawned.
We got Redemption, so he's at about half HP. All he has to do is engage. If EDG can pick up the rest of the You know, if they can
There
clean
goes
up the rest of the
Hongq.
scraps,
There's
hang
that
on.
falling star combo, and it's going to do a ton of damage and take Pruki out of the fight immediately. Leave getting chased down by Junja, and Gala will flash in and land the final blow with a crit. It is everybody on EDG getting wiped to the ground as JD Gaming don't even need the Baron to end the game, as they'll win the fight straight in the mid lane and will take themselves to match point.
Steal the dragon, no problem. Win out on the fights, no problem. EDG clutched up so many times, but JDG have the infinite scaling of the Aurelion Soul, and that is damn well enough to net them the win. They will lead the series 2-1 over EDG in the quarterfinals of Demacia Cup, Grapes.
EDG looked like they might have had a miracle in the works. But it's the Flying Oyster duo flying high in the back half of this game and sending JDG up to 2-1 in our Demacia Cup quarters.
You know, we ask if a dragon is a